Salut baby boys and baby girls, and how are we all today? I hope you're all smashing, lovely, great, super smashing, totally radical, in with the juice, playing some Crackdown. That's what we're going to be doing, playing some Crackdown. That's what we're going to be reviewing right now, some Crackdown, the original Crackdown on the Xbox 360. It is a marvel of a game, well, not really, but it got a lot of sales because it had a demo for was it Halo 3, I think it was? Something like that. They've done this before, these games companies, it's quite something. And this game was made by the folk that made the original GTA. Real-time Worlds, published by Microsoft, made in Renderware. Renderware is a Havoc system, Bink Video. I can't pronounce that last one, begin with a K, and so the game experience may change during online play, so you might actually be more shite than you think you are. Just remember that, right? And there we go. Crackdown. Crackdown, set in a futuristic city called something, can't remember. There's 3 of these bampots, and I'm going to review each one in turn. I know I said I was going to do other Call of Duties, and I still am. I'm just a bit fed up of, well, everything right now, so I'm just riffing like a complete madman, and we're going to talk about some Crackdown. And you pick a wee agent type person that's really pretty cool. I think you can go like men and women. Fucking it's well, what was that, like super progressive for like 2008? Or I think it was, no, it can't have been 2008. Was it Halo 3 this came with? The demo? It must have been it was a Halo thing anyway. Can't have been Halo 7. Like, very good. Can't have been Halo 3 because Halo 3 was out in 2007. Maybe this came out in 2006 then. I'm not sure. I don't know, but anyway, it's a low concept game, and what I mean by that is you pick your agent, you pick what you play, solo or co-op, what difficulty, blah, 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 and then you're thrust into this city from this creepy organisation known as the Agency, and they're like keeping about, and there's gang violence, and we're going to come in and we're going to what's the word here? Wipe out these gangs by force, and you have to jump around rooftops collecting these wee green orbs called agility orbs, and everything you do in this game, whether it be fighting, shooting, driving, jumping, will earn you some form of ability orbs, right? So the agility ones are green, guns are light blue, explosives are dark blue, the car is purple, and hand-to-hand combat is yellow, but the hand-to-hand combat is janky as a motherfucker. So I don't really, I engage in it because it's actually sometimes easier because the auto aiming, sometimes it just doesn't work. In fact, I think it's more like 50-50 that it doesn't work. Half the time you'll just be, locking onto things that are behind the enemy you actually want to shoot at. Never mind. Oh, Marilyn Manson's in this. Oh, I'm gonna go him. I'm farting about with the character select screen. So you're jumping about, you're killing things, you've got X amount of gang members. I think there's 4 big bosses, and they've all got like 5 or 6 underlings you need to destroy before you open up the big boss. And once you've done all that, it's game over. It's very low concept, but I do think it's a lot of fun. It's a parkour game. The parkour's a bit jank, but who cares? Who cares about that? No! Everything's jank in games now. Even Dying Light 2's get jankiness when it comes to its running and jumping. You're like, I'm pretty sure I would have made that jump, but you're like, no, and you scalp your face off the pavement and you die. Assassin's Creed suffers the same fate because it's got parkour is jank. It has got better since Crackdown days, I'm not going to lie to you. So, but I do think this is a good time. I think it's a pure and utter laugh. Things other than the main missions, you've got street races with cars, you've got rooftop races with parkour, you've got co-op missions, and I really wish they would take the co-op markers out the single player game, because it's very annoying when you run up to a marker and go, oh, what's that? It's a shape of a bomb, and it's like, sorry mate, you need to be in co-op to play this. And you're like, fuck you then, thanks, you dick. it is what it is, you know what I mean? So, I do recommend it though. Play it on Xbox, or the Xboxes, play it apart from the OG one, obviously. So 360 and above, you can play it. Backwards compatibility on Xbox Series X. Mwah. Looks beautiful. Looks like Borderlands actually. I mean, I should have mentioned that earlier. It's cell shaded to hide the shite graphics, you know. That's what you usually with cell shading's for. It's like, your graphics look a bit shite. Pop on a cell shaded filter and you're good to go. And that's what happens here. I know it's a bit shallow of a game, but I don't know, I've got a thing for collecting wee collectible things that are all over the place. Just same in Saints Row 4 when you get the wee glowing things to pick up, or you've got your shards in your Infamous games, and that's where I'd lump this in. This is a superhero game-ish, and that's where I'd lump it. I'd also lump it in, or well, I would lump Assassin's Creed in with them, because it's got a very similar style of play, parkour, more than anything else. So I hope you did enjoy this. Only half as much as I enjoyed making it, I hope. That didn't make any sense, did it? No. Go buy it because it's peanuts. In fact, I think it's actually free. I downloaded this for free the other day. And the second one, so go check and see if they're still free. Because they might be. And if it's free, it's always a good time. Adios!
Your firearm skills are evolving. Get used to getting shot at. This is all the welcome we get from Cell, the most dangerous gang Pacific City has ever seen.
Fandan and the Randan, that's me, you know. Craggs back again, doing a review of Crackdown 2. Right, this is basically a remake of the first game, sorta. It's made by Ruffian Games. They're also from Dundee in Scotland, right? I should have said it Real Time Worlds were as well, but they don't exist anymore because they decided I'm going to make APB an MMO, and it floundered and farted and died, and now it's free to play, and no one's happy about it. So Ruffian Games made this very small studio, very limited budget. That's why it's set in the same map, but don't let that put you off. Plenty of other games have done this. Saints Row's done this, right? Saints Row 1 and 2 on the same map, and Saints Row 3 and 4 on the same map. So there are other examples, but I just forget what they are, you know. The remakes count? No, they don't count. Anyway, so what's the big difference between this game and the first game? Well, some things are now destroyed that were not destroyed, like when you go to the amusement park, the Ferris wheel is wrecked. Other things like that. There's a whole underground section where you fight zombies, and they come out at night in the city as well. So this does double up as a zombie game, sort of. You kill the zombies and they blow up and turn into these bursts of light, but that doesn't matter. They're sensitive to the light, that's why they come out at night. They're vamp zombos, or something like that. So, and you get to choose your agent. Can't go a woman this time. That's very, you know what? I'm so disgusted. I think I'll cancel the game. No, it's good fun. Sod that cancelling, pish! Don't give up anyway, you jobby! With the version that I got, it was free on Xbox Live for some fucking reason, but I'm not unhappy about that. Because now I don't need to put the disc in to play it. There are some benefits to digital gaming, okay? Being a lazy bastard, that's one of them. Yes, so rather than fighting against other factions, 4 different factions or whatever it was in the first game, I can't remember. I only played it a couple of days ago, but I can't remember already. You're fighting against some arseholes called Cell, and obviously the Zombos. Terribly exciting, parkour stuff, jump about, getting orbs again. Something satisfying about that though, love doing it. And you obviously, there'll be some that are out of reach, can't get them, you need to wait till you've leveled up, so there's a sort of a puzzle element to it as well. Some nice new weapons. You get a UV shotgun, which isn't much use against humans, but it does blow the freaks away quite lovely. There's taking over points so you can get weapon drops further into the city. Yada yada yada. I don't think the driving's as good in this one. I think it's a little bit more delayed. I actually think the controls might be better than the first game entirely, but this one looks nicer. It's still fun. The auto-aiming's still a pile of shite. Too many times I've been standing right in front of someone, or, you know, have them in the forefront, go to aim at them and it aims at something in the background, like a truck or a bin, and you're like, what about the guy with a gun standing in front of me? Dickhead. I think the hand-to-hand combat's probably worse in this game. Didn't think that was possible. There you go. So that's really your Crackdown 2. It's I still think it's a lot of fun. I still recommend playing it. I mean, especially if you can pick it up for fuck all, you know what I mean? But just don't go in expecting a big sequel, because that's not what you're getting. You are getting the first game with slight changes. It's like DLC almost. Kind of the way Capcom did Off the Record with Dead Rising 2. It's just DLC, but it's sold as its own thing. But I think this is actually better, to be honest with you. There's some more substantial changes in this to the Dead Rising 2 one, so if you do pick it up, I hope you love it. I didn't love it, but I liked it a lot. Okay? Right, I think I've rambled on enough, pish. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Get it up, you.
The beacon's good to go, Agent. It's gonna be a hot time in the old town tonight.
Well, I'm imagining by now you've at least tried one of the Crackdown games, eh? Otherwise, why would you be watching this? Pile of nonsense spunk. Good question. Let's roll on, shall we? And we'll, I don't know, I'll talk about Crackdown 3 for approximately 5 to 10 minutes. And then we'll move on with our lives. Sounds good? Good contract there, Chief Choppy Choops. Get it right, run yeah. The Crackdown 3 is a game that's been rattling about for a while. It was mired in quite a bit of controversy, shall we say. Over-promised and under-delivered. Sort of. I didn't really care for the destroy the whole city thing. I thought that was always a bit stupid. Because, well, why would you want to do that? I mean, you'd end up running around a very, very flat playing field with nothing to jump on, nothing to hide behind, and just hundreds of rubble everywhere. It doesn't sound like fun. No, it sounds like as much fun as being buried up to your neck in sand with the tides coming in. I don't really think that sounds like a good time. So they pulled it back a wee bit and saved the destructible levels for the Wrecking Crew section, which is a multiplayer bit. Good thing about this game, you can choose to either install the campaign or the Wrecking Ball Zone. Fuck that. I don't play multiplayer games because there's too many dipshits out there, and I'm one of the biggest ones. So, there you go. I'm shite at multiplayer games. I'm shite at games, man. Terry Crews was also heavily involved in the marketing for this game. I thought that was utterly hilarious.
Quack, quack, motherfucker!
Wonder if he regrets that. I hope not, because I think it was funny. It was unintentionally comedic. It's like, this is just bollocks, innit? It's like watching these adverts with big Crews on screen, pumping these gums. You can actually play him in this. Don't play him as Terry Crews, you play him as his character he plays in the game, but you can play the game with Terry Crews' coupon. I've decided not to do that, as you'll see, because fuck that. If this game had come out round about now, it'd be The Rock that would be in these adverts with his energy drink kicking out his arse, because that's all he's good for these days. Although I did enjoy Black Adam. I'm not gonna mince my words here. I thought Black Adam was a good time. I think people just expect a wee bit too much from comic book movies, forgetting that they are based on comic books. Not that that makes them intellectually bankrupt, but I like a wee bit more, things a bit more flavourful when it comes to comic book, a bit more crash bang wallop, you understand? This is what you get with Crackdown 3, and this was one of the complaints. It's too much like Crackdown 1 and 2! It's too much like Crackdown 1 and 2. That's kind of like saying Doom 2 is too much like Doom 1, although that might actually be a valid criticism of Doom 1 and 2. Or it's like saying, all the Call of Duty games are the same. Or it's like saying, all the Dark Souls games are the same. You know what I'm getting at. People have selective biases, I suppose. If you love Dark Souls, you're not going to slag it, and you'll slag everything else around about it. And you'll say things like, oh, Far Cry 6 is the same as Far Cry 3. Not really understanding that you're a big Dark Souls fan and you've played Dark Souls the last 10, 15 years and haven't got the brains to realise that they're all the fucking same. Oh look, Elden Ring came out, yeah, it's just Dark Souls in an open world, sorry. So it is, nothing special. It looks nice. Played like shit when it came out and we fucking forgot about that, didn't we? This game never had such controversies surrounding it. At least I don't think so, not that I can remember. But this was back in 2013, and then when the game eventually did come out, like 12 years later. Oh, that's how it felt to me. Haha, I'm being satirical, you fan Dan. I can't actually remember when this game came out, like 2016, 2015? No, more like 2019. I don't know. It was a while ago. Either way you slice it, my memory's not that great, and who really gives a fuck? So, the game's been out a while. If you've got Game Pass, give it a bash, I'd say. Anyway, let's talk about the game. Set in a city, another big fucking futuristic city with a name that I forget. And it's got like a sort of nemesis system where you can see all your... Well, I say it's got a nemesis system, it's got the layout of the nemesis system, okay? They don't fucking remember you. But you can see all the bosses and all the wee generals like the wood and Shadow of Mordor, right, okay? And then you can select like between 12 different... I think it's more than 12, or maybe it's less than 12, but it's around about that number of agents of varying degrees of skin tone and sex. You can do what you like. I've went a woman in this case. The last time I played it, I went a guy with a beard. I just sometimes like to go the female characters in video games to change things up a wee bit, okay? Just a wee bit of variety. A wee bit of bounce and pep to my step, you understand? Anywho, the hoobity habbity hibbity is what you would expect. One of the bigger changes I liked in this game was the fact that you can double jump, because you get a wee backpack on your back. Woohoo! A wee backpack on your back, and you can double jump to get those green orbs. You can also drive your cars again like you can, but the handling's not that great. It's a bit Saints Row 1, if you know what I mean, or Saints Row 2 if you prefer. The car handles like pure jobby on a fucking skating rink, okay? So I don't recommend using the vehicles. I recommend you run, jump and crash bang and wallop, because it's a lot more fun and you'll get to where you're going faster because you don't need to stick to a road. You can just jump everywhere. You can also disable the HUD if you want those photo mode moments. I'm sorry, there's no photo mode in this game. This was before they became popular, I think. I was just playing it there, actually, and I totally forgot what game I was playing, because it looked like I was playing Agents of Mayhem, and then I think how much Agents of Mayhem really did rip this off. I keep thinking Agents of Mayhem's a Crackdown game, but it's set in the Saints Row universe, but you'd be forgiven for thinking otherwise. Don't get me wrong, I think Agents of Mayhem's fun. I know a lot of folk hated it, but it really is Crackdown. That's funny. And you're in a beautiful cyberpunk city in this game. It's massive. The scale is just something else. It's beautiful. The people say the graphics are bad, and I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? Bunch of twonks. I now want to talk about the guns. Kinda behaves in the way the last ones did. If you find them and you go back to a wee, supply point, you'll save them. Things like that. Plasma guns, shotguns, pistols, rocket launchers, machine guns. The hand-to-hand combat in this game's much, much better. You can now combo it, it's a lot more fluid. Just feels so much better. Another thing, when you're jumping, if you're next to a building, you grabbed onto it, but you can actually jump, and then if you want to head left or right, you can run along the wall a wee bit. It's quite nice. Couldn't do that in the last ones. It would have been feckin' handy. Never mind. When it comes to secrets, it's standard fare, really. You know, you get your wee hidden blue orbs all over the place. You've got your green orbs all over the place. You've got wee things you can hack to do things to blow up, wee challenges here and there. It's fun. It's a fun time. This really could be considered a guilty pleasure game, but as I've said before, I mean, it's a sci-fi shooter with jumping. I mean, if you like the other ones, you'll like this. It's just that simple. Maybe not quite as much, but... or maybe even more. I think I liked it more because of the controls. Controls are far better in this. Far more fluid. In every way. I think they've changed the buttons though, which I really fucking despise. I'm like, how the fuck do I get into this fucking car? Well, press LB rather than Y. How do I get out the car? Same again. How do I reload the gun? Press LB, and I'm fucking hitting all kinds of buttons. Throwing grenades, killing civilians. It's funny actually, but kind of frustrating. I just wish when they make these games, I know it's different companies. It's 3 different companies at this point. It was it Suda 51 or Sumo Digital? I can't remember. Something with an S and Umo in it, right? I think it's Sumo Digital that made this. Suda 51, they made the fucking... those pervy Japanese games. Was it Farters of the Damned and that Killer is Toast or something? I don't know. Do excuse me, I seem to have lost my goddamn mind for a minute. Aye, so this is on Game Pass. Get it downloaded. You could buy it for, you know, an amulet made out of dolphin arseholes or something like that. I don't know how easy that is to come by. Especially in the middle of Scotland, like we are now. Or, sorry, I am now. West Central, right between Glasgow and Edinburgh. And it's snowing, of all things, right now. It's snowing, it's a winter's day, it's the middle of fucking March, and we should be halfway to summer by now, but the weather doesn't seem to understand that. Maybe a volcano erupted, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for joining in. Like, favourite, subscribe, jobby and all that shite. Fucking share it with your friends. Tell them far and wide how good these videos are. And I'll see you on the next one, whenever that may be. It might be in 2 days, it might be in 2 months. Who knows? Maybe that's why I'm not growing in this platform very well. Good night.